There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right.
We just gotta load Tony's old Hulkbuster armor, prototype for Cap's new shield.
Yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny's still arrived.
Suddenly, those offhanded remarks during Spider-Man Homecoming make a lot more sense now. Now we know where that Hulkbuster came from. So this is going to be a video all about Hulk and the Hulkbuster during the Infinity War trailer and during the movie, because they're using him for some Silver Surfer stuff from the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and they're having some fun with the character at the expense of Avengers Age of Ultron. Just a funny idea on the twist of what the Hulkbuster represents in the fight that they had during Age of Ultron. So if you are finding me for the first time, we're doing Marvel every week. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's even giveaway stuff happening at the end of the video too. But starting with the funny stuff first. So a lot of people saw this trailer in the way that the Hulkbuster lands. It lands the way that the Hulk lands when he jumps really far. It doesn't land the way that Tony Stark lands when he's wearing the Hulkbuster. So people are like, oh, there's got to be somebody else inside there. Maybe it's the Hulk himself, because there's a corresponding shot of a piece of the Hulkbuster armor standing next to Banner while Black Widow is just watching him like, oh my god, I haven't seen this guy since Avengers Age of Ultron. Where the hell did you go, big guy? And she has that smile on her face, just like, wow, this is an awkward moment. So the idea is that she's standing out in this field in Wakanda here and is like, oh, here comes Stark and the Hulkbuster or whatever. And out climbs Banner, and it's a funny ha-ha moment. But rewind to the beginning of the movie. Why would the Hulk be inside the Hulkbuster other than for it to be a very funny moment? There's got to be an actual reason for it. The reason why is probably just for pure transportation reasons. Like, they probably want to get the Hulkbuster down there because they want to have the Hulkbuster fight Black Dwarf when he lands with the other Outriders and they have this big invasion here. The armor itself, we know, is in upstate New York at the Avengers facility per Spider-Man Homecoming when Happy was loading all the gear off the Avengers Tower. This is all happening after the events of Spider-Man Homecoming, so whoever they've sold the tower to, they've finished that up, and there's no more Avengers stuff inside there. So there's this scene of Hulk crashing through the Sanctum, Doctor Strange and Wong looking down like, what the hell is Bruce Banner doing here? They always seem to know who weird people are when they show up. Like, your brother Loki is here. What is he doing here? He caused a lot of problems the last time he was around. So he shows up, and Hulk is probably serving the role of the Silver Surfer during Thanos' quest. A lot of you guessed that during the trailer. Like, are they going to give him the Silver Surfer storyline where he warns Doctor Strange about Thanos? So in that storyline, what happens is Silver Surfer is just going across the universe. He's the Herald of Galactus, so he's out on his normal business. He comes across Thanos, who's in the process of battling other powerful cosmic beings to get the Infinity Gems. Thanos punts him across the universe, and he crash lands in Doctor Strange's sanctum and gives him this great warning that death is coming for everyone. So he becomes the first member of the Avengers to find out what's going on, and he warns everyone else. So careful for spoilers for the end of Thor Ragnarok if you haven't seen that movie yet. At the end of that movie, it looks like Thanos' ship shows up. So it sounds like when shit goes down on the ship here, Loki sends everyone in opposite directions using the Tesseract. So that's how Hulk gets back into Earth's atmosphere. But because this is like a 2.5-hour movie, Iron Man probably instantly detects Hulk in Earth's atmosphere, comes to find him, and then meets Doctor Strange. They have sort of that funny moment, the comedy of just seeing the Hulk lying there and all that debris and wondering how he got there, wondering how he was able to break through all of the enchantments protecting the Sanctum Sanctorum. Because as cool as it is seeing all these characters on screen for the first time, you have to remember that the Sanctum is one of the most protected places on the Earth. And Hulk literally just crashes right through the barrier. It'd be like him tearing through enchantments like tissue paper. And then a lot of you also detected that Tony whips out the cell phone that Captain America gave him at the end of Civil War, like he's instantly calling Cap, holy shit, get the band back together.
Are you Tony's stank?
Tony, I wish we agreed on the Accords. I really do. I know you're doing what you believe in, and that's all any of us can do. That's all any of us should. If you need us, if you need me. I'll be there.
So you see them all standing here. He's still Banner in the street while they're looking up at the sky. This is probably when Thanos' ship first comes down. And then they need to get to Wakanda for some reason. So at some point later in the film, they need to take all their resources down there for whatever this big final battle is. But what might end up happening is like you see Banner standing here. He hasn't turned into the Hulk again. He might be afraid to turn back into the Hulk, but they still need to get him down to Wakanda. So Tony is probably like, I have an idea. And then you just cut to a scene of him inside the Hulkbuster flying to Wakanda. So when it lands here for the first time, he still climbs out and he's Banner. But obviously, we've seen the trailer scene of them all running into battle behind Captain America and Black Panther here. He's gone fully Hulk. We see the Hulkbuster way down here in the field, but Black Widow's running behind them here. So either Friday is autopiloting the Hulkbuster during this big fight, or Black Widow climbs into it. But you can kind of see how they're doing a lot of comic book Thanos Quest stuff with the characters that they have on screen. Like, they don't have Silver Surfer. Even if the Fox deal goes through, they've already shot the movie. They're not going to add Silver Surfer in the next couple of weeks. But I know a lot of you have been asking about that renewed Fox Disney talks. Like, they say that they're back in the meeting room now trying to hash out a deal for them to either buy most of Fox's assets or find a sharing arrangement. So if that were to happen, right away, I think the first thing that Marvel would go for would be the Fantastic Four characters, because Reed Richards would work really well with the characters they already have on screen. He's one of the Illuminati, and they could use him in a limited way, the way that they used Doctor Strange. So like Doctor Strange had a solo movie, but for the most part, he just popped up in other people's films, just because the character himself isn't quite as popular as some of the other A-list Avengers. But after that, if they have the Marvel Cosmic Universe that James Gunn's been hyping up, I did a video about that a little while ago, they could use Galactus as the big bad of the next phase of Marvel Cosmic films. They could do Ultimates. Like, you can't really do Ultimates without Galactus. And it would just be really awesome to see comic book versions of a lot of those Fox characters. Now, X-Men is kind of a separate thing. We could talk about X-Men versus Avengers, but the X-Men timeline is so messy that if they do wind up making the deal, sharing characters, and using X-Men characters, I think it'll be on a limited basis. Like, they would go for Wolverine and they would try to do a more comic booky version of that character eventually. But let me know in the comments, they get access to the Fox characters. Which ones do you want them to grab first for the initial Phase 4 films? I think a lot of people are just waiting for Fantastic Four. Like, they've been drugged through the mud so much. People just want to see a good version of some of those characters, or at least one of them being Reed Richards. But there's plenty more Avengers on the way. There'll obviously be more Black Panther dropping really soon, so just leave all your bonus video requests in the comments. There is a new round of that IMAX ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is just be a subscriber and leave an Avengers-related comment on the video. Congratulations to the winner from my last video, Brandon Navarro. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. To answer your question, Clark Gregg in real life actually said that Coulson would not be going back into the movies in that way. If he does, we might get a cameo during Captain Marvel said in the past, but we can talk about that if we learn more about Captain Marvel. So click here to learn all about the Infinity Gems, and click here to learn all about Snoke's backstory and his powers in The Last Jedi. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.